Hello everybody, how's everyone doing? This is the third day, is it, of drawing necks. Now, as I told you on the video before that you can watch here, today I just grabbed a lot of images of necks and I'm going to try to analyze them and see if I can figure out how the neck works. So, stay with me. So first, I'm going to start with the women. First, let's define where the head goes. It is something like this. The rest of the skull goes here. Now, the spine would be something like this, coming down from the back of the neck. Now, if you're going with the whole cylinder thing, it would be, the neck would be a cylinder that goes like this to the center of the core of the body. You can see that here. And here will be that part between the clavicles. One clavicle is really clearly defined here. There's something like this. Here would be the sternum, that is one of the bones that holds your rib cage. Now the other clavicle, it's pretty much here and goes all the way up here. From this point, you can see, and you can see here, that there's this muscle going all the way up, and that the muscle that should be on the other side, since it's not actually doing any work, it's not really defined. I mean, you can see my neck here, and you can see that this muscle here is not clearly defined. So you don't have to do it. What you do have to do is this part here. Since this is a very delicate neck, you don't get to see the muscles a lot. And then you have this volume here from the trapeze. It's the same that is one. It's the same one as here. Now, since this clavicle is going up, it creates this valley over here. You see this? Now remember in the video what I was talking about, this diamond shape that always surrounds the neck? This one doesn't involve the scapulas, but you can still see that when you're drawing a neck, you draw a diamond shape. See, in this one you can clearly see, let's see. Here's the head. Here's the clavicle. The shoulder is going up, so the clavicle is clearly defined here. And you see this? This is where the shoulder begins. This is where this lower part of the chin is. Here you have one of the neck muscles. And the other one that comes from, this would be from behind, you can see it, comes around here. It's not tense, but since this depression it's so marked, you can still define it. Now this creates a volume here that coincides with the cylinder shape of the neck. And then here you have all the other parts that we saw on the last video. That come down like this, like Adam's apple would be here. And here is the trapeze once again. And here's that depression. This is a very similar image, but with the shoulder a lot higher I'm going to do this quite fast. The head is here. This part of the head. Since the head is leaning toward this side, this part gets tense. So instead of seeing the usual curve that you see that is like this, you see this curve here like this. The clavicle is not that well defined here, but you can still see this line. And you can see that it goes that way to the other side, like that. Again, this muscle. Now you can see here you can see how the trapeze is defined. You can see this limit to it. Like these are the rest of the neck muscles that come down from here. That they go like this. And here is the trapeze. It doesn't surround the neck, it's just behind it. Now since this movement is being made, there's this cylinder going this way. So let's see how this, like this is really pronounced here. This is the trapeze, what you're seeing here. Now this muscle here, let me see. If it is something like this. And then the rest of the neck will come like this. I mean, it makes sense, but I don't know if I can draw it. This one, I think, I mean, it has to be photoshopped, right? But it's still a good example, so let's use it. Head, here, here. Skull here. Now, the spine would be like this. The cylinder, so to speak, would be like this. This is a really long and disproportionate neck. Now, one of the parts of the clavicle would be like this, and it will go all the way down here, like this cylinder here. You can see it because the shoulder is here. Now the trapeze is this volume right here. And then all the rest of the muscles, you can see them really clearly here. You can see this one, this is huge. And you can see here Adam's apple, and this muscle's here. And this one here goes all the way down here. This angle for the head sometimes can get complicated still. See, here you can kind of figure out the diamond shape. It's like this, and it's like this, and this. And from this point, you can figure out this muscle that is clearly defined here. Here are the muscles that do this. And here's Adam's apple. And this lines that all converge here. Here's the depression and the trapeze. Okay, now let's move on to something more muscular. More muscular than that. I want to see this muscles. Yeah, look at the rock. Okay, so face here. The neck is here. Since the neck is something flexible, the cylinder won't always be straight, obviously. Now his clavicles, you can see all this. His clavicles are here. This part of the clavicle is covered by the muscle of his shoulders, his huge shoulders. One point of the clavicle is here, the other point of the clavicle is here, and this goes all the way up. Here's Adam's apple that goes down here. And here are the muscles. And I was loving this picture because of the trapeze. Like, he has such huge trapezes that instead of the depression you have this hulking mass here that covers the back of his neck towards the shoulders. This one is a bit more clear. This part is clearly defined. His neck is straight. Like, he has such huge trapezes that when I'm trying to figure out where this cylinder would be, I kind of tilt it in an angle, but it's actually wrong. Like, his neck actually ends around here. Now, huge muscles here. This is where the clavicles get together. The clavicles, you can see them here. They do this, and they do this. They're clearly defined. His other neck muscle is here. You can see how huge they are. Adam's apple here. And then the trapeze. This volume right here. Now this one is really good to looking at how the trapeze joins at this point here in the shoulders. Now forget about this part of the neck, although it's pretty useful. So the clavicles go here and the shoulder goes here. Same thing over here. And now you see the trapeze actually kind of wraps around on top of the shoulder. You can see this here. There's not just on the back of your neck, but it comes around here and covers the beginning of the shoulder. So you can look at this. And since you can clearly see that because he's hunching his shoulders forward, if he was just with his back straight like in the other photos, you don't notice that much. But this is actually how the trapeze wraps around the shoulders. You can see all these muscles here. Okay, enough of the rock. I think that these actually are the most useful of the photos that I have. Let's see if I have anything else that is useful. So you can understand the trapeze better. Now he's lifting his shoulders. But you can see here, let's define this. The head here. His spine here. You can see this. Now the trapeze is 1 and 2 trapezes. And here there are actually not any muscle. Here's just the spine. And the muscle comes from this way. Since it's a bulky muscle, it has really big volume for the case of this guy, like not my neck. Here is the clavicle from behind. And here is the volume for when, you know, it gets really bulky up here when you're lifting your shoulders. So it does this, it links to the clavicle, to the shoulder, it wraps around it, it goes up. So it is like this. Oh, I like this one. This one will make easier to find the scapulas. Here on this one, it goes this way. You can see it defined here actually. Because when you lift your arm, the scapula moves outward like this. And this one is the other one. Now the trapeze comes here. This is a bulky trapeze. And in the case of here lifting, since he's lifting, this gets a lot bulkier here. and the shoulder comes closer to the body when it's lifting. See, this is the spine, this volume here. So, what do you think? Was this useful? Because this actually helped me to learn some things. Well, on the next video, I'm going to try to figure this out by myself without any reference. So, wish me luck. If you haven't seen any of the previous videos, they're going to be linked here or here or here or somewhere around here. I don't know where. Be sure to watch it to finish learning how to draw the neck and a bit of the shoulders. I'm Javi, I can draw. I'm sure that you can draw too, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye!